Morning, everybody. I'm Richie, living good. And as promised, I'm making another video. This video is not necessarily about my brother. This involves another case that I am interested in. Because as I was going through my brother's murder investigation, there's all these puzzle pieces that I'm trying to piece together, trying to figure out where they belong. And there's this one puzzle piece that I found that doesn't belong in my brother's murder investigation. But I did figure out where the puzzle piece came from. And that's where we're going to be, what we're going to be going over today. And that is Josie Guide. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to go over the incident report. I'm going to go over the autopsy. I'm going to go over what her mother has told me, because I've had extended conversations with her. And then I'm going to go over that puzzle piece that I found. So let's just jump right into it. Casey County 911 Center received a call from an unknown caller at 0424 hours on September 17, 2017, stating that there was a female at 979 Houstonville Street that has taken muscle relaxers and needed assistance. When I arrived, I met with the unknown caller, Brandy Keith, and she stated that Josie Guide had taken a lot of pills and thought she was going to overdose. I went inside the residence of 979 Houstonville Street and looked in every room in the house, and there was no one there. I looked outside on the sides of the house that are not facing the street, and could not find anyone. Brandy stated she could have left with her boyfriend and walked away before I arrived. I told Brandy she needed to remain at the house in case Josie returned, and if she had returned, to call 911 center. When I arrived the following shift, I learned that the female, Josie Guide, had been located beside the house, lying on a couch, and that she had overdosed. She had been transported to Case County Hospital and later flown to UK Hospital. At 22:10 hours on September 17, 2017, I responded back to 979 Houstonville Street in reference to Butch Guide, Josie's father, punching holes in the walls of the residence. I spoke with the tenant, Sheila Lane, and she said that Butch came into her residence screaming that he was going to kill everyone and started destroying the residence. Sheila said that Josie went over to the neighbor's house at 178 Woodrum Ridge Road at 0530 on September 17, 2017, and stayed for a little while, ate, then left. She did not seem to be under the influence at the time. She was found unresponsive at 1530 hours on September 17, 2017. On September 20th, 2017, I spoke with the resident of 178 Woodrum Ridge Road, and he stated that Josie was at the residence around what he believed to be 0530 on September 17, 2017. He was asleep and never seen her. He stated that Ronald Sharp and a female seen and talked to her. Also on September 20, 2017, I spoke with Joseph Jojo Cooper because it was my understanding that he was the one of the people that found Josie unresponsive at 979 Houstonville Street. Jojo said that he was staying at 178 Woodrum Ridge Road when Josie showed up at the residence. He believed it to be around 0600 hours on September 17, 2017. He said she did not look to be under the influence. He said Josie told him that the police was after her, and also that Brandy Keith had taken a lot of pills and was overdosing. So he went to 979 Houstonville Street, but Brandy was okay. When Jojo found Josie outside the residence, he said that Brandy said she had been watching Josie all day and she was breathing and seemed to be okay. So a lot of weirdness going on there, like just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So anyways, let's go over what Josie's mom has told me. Josie was dating Mackenzie. Mackenzie would break up with Josie, and then Mackenzie would start dating Brandy. And they kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I don't know exactly how how Josie and Brandy ended up together at that residence together. I mean, that's just speculative. I don't really know. So now let's go over the autopsy. The autopsy states, well, I'll go over the autopsy and what her mother has told me about what the doctors have said when it comes to how she died. So she died of an anoxic brain injury, anoxic. So if you Google that, that is a traumatic brain injury. She also died of amphetamine toxicity, meth overdose. So from what I have gathered from her mom, she said that Josie was actually injected in her non-dominant arm. Now, who would do that? Who would honestly inject themselves in their non-dominant arm? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Also, she was found with dirt in her hair, dirt in her clothes, dirt underneath her fingernails, rocks in her hair, and rocks in her clothes. I mean, to me, that kind of seems like she struggled. She's fighting something. Anyways, let's go over that puzzle piece that I found. So, as I was going through my brother's murder investigation, of course, they did a warrant on all Facebook communications between Olivia, my brother, and Mackenzie. So, as I was going through, I found this conversation between Mackenzie and Brandy. Mackenzie, all I can say is you better have me when I'm incarcerated like I did you. Brandy responded, I never go back on my words. I've got you, no doubt, you my baby girl. I've killed for you. Brandy also said, I'll be there. Brandy continues, and believe that before I die, you'll be mine. Because as I've said time and time again, this ain't over, chick. Never will be. Mackenzie responds back, Brandy, how high are you right now? Brandy says, not high at all. You think I'm high or playing around, and I'm not. I'm on the real. Mackenzie responds back with, dude, that ain't something you should be saying, especially on Facebook. So, I wonder what they're talking about there. I've killed for you. Mackenzie seems to know what she's talking about. Dude, that ain't something you should be saying, especially on Facebook. So, I suggest you guys, whoever's watching this, get with the Liberty Police, Case County Police Department, and get them to look into this further. I mean, I can provide them with this, but, I can't really do much. It's going to take you guys out there in Casey County to push them to do an investigation. But from what I'm seeing, I mean, Facebook messages, these are 100%. You can use them in court. Now, Brandy was one of the last people seen with Josie, and Mackenzie was dating Josie. Josie would break up with Mackenzie, and then Mackenzie would date Brandy. And Brandy just stated to Mackenzie that I've killed for you. And Mackenzie responded back with, that ain't something you should be saying on Facebook. Go get them.